Let's stay with issues related to the lockdown. It hasn't all been doom and gloom, right? A year of lockdown has presented social media content creators with a unique opportunity. While influencer events became a thing of the past and daily vlogging became increasingly difficult, it forced creators to become even more creative. The next guest is a beauty influencer who certainly upped the ante. Foyen Ogunrombi started the hashtag 7 Days, 7 Faces challenge. She gives a week's worth of themes to create makeup looks for. And every iteration of the challenge has taken social media by storm. Ogunrombi joins me now via Zoom to discuss content creation and creativity under a lockdown. So, Ogun, thank you so much, Foyen, for talking to me. So, many of us at the start of the lockdown were sharing recipes for how to make, I don't know, banana bread and how to run around your yard while we couldn't get out of the streets. But you thought actually we could go into content creation, and just because we have nowhere to go doesn't mean we should look shabby. Tell me what inspired you to go in this direction, and what inspired that initial 7 days, 7 faces challenge?
Well, I was inspired by another content creator, actually. So she had a sort of interactive makeup challenge where she wanted to do a makeup look for every day of the 21 days of the original lockdown. And like 21 is a lot. To wake up every day and think of something new for 21 days was a commitment that I couldn't make. So when that ended, I was like, I need to tap into my creativity some more. I need to find something to do and content to create from home. And I thought that this version of the challenge, where I'd give you prompts and it's only for 7 days that we have to sit down and focus, I thought that'd be a lot more attainable and entertaining, where we get to interact over the different prompts each of the days. And 7 Days, 7 Faces was born almost a year ago. Yeah.
So why do you believe it caught on with people as much as it did? I believe you did it again last week and it was just as popular.
Yes, last week was actually round 6, so I've been doing it every other month for almost the past year now, and it seems to just grow with every iteration because we've built more of a community. There's a 7 Days, 7 Faces community, and we all engage with each other and share each other's content and hype each other up, and we also learn from each other and new techniques and new ways to use different forms of makeup to maximize them, because it's not just for makeup artists, it's for enthusiasts and people who actually have no interest in makeup whatsoever but just enjoy creativity. Some people do it on their nails, some people do fashion looks. So it was really just about building a community that fosters creativity, and we just inspire each other and egg each other on. So that's been the most unexpected outcome of it, but it's been like the most incredible outcome from it.
How has COVID-19 and the lockdown impacted content creation, particularly in the space of social media, where you don't really have the events, right, that people will create this look and go and attend these events and then, you know, create a buzz, and it then feeds back into what it is that you do. What has been the impact?
Well, like you said, it's definitely taken a hit in terms of events because social media is by definition social. It involves interaction, and interacting online isn't the only way that social media influencers interact. We interact with each other because we all work from home and don't have offices. Things like events and like filming collaborations are the only times we really get to work with each other. So when lockdown hit, all of that was taken away, and above and beyond my professional capacity and how I interacted there, it was very difficult to create content for other people because it's like, why should you wear makeup if you're just going to be at home working from home every single day? So I think that's what also presented the opportunity for this challenge, because it actually had nothing to do with the outside world. It had to do with the fantasy that you're creating at home. It had to do with the experiences in your home, things you could do from home, and projecting an outward appearance that's may not necessarily exist outside of your home, you know? So creating during lockdown definitely took more creativity because you had to think outside of the conventional box of here's a makeup look, here's a work look, here's a going out look, you know, because we didn't have those options anymore. And I think that's what made challenges like this so incredible. And
I suppose the other challenge is monetizing all of this, Foyen, is it not? I mean, how do you remain relevant with brands when resources are so limited, and also just the creative space is also limited?
It was very tricky, and monetizing 7 days, 7 faces wasn't always my goal, because doing the challenge and seeing the responses to the challenge was kind of what drove me. It was building this community and establishing this community. And then I realized that I actually can bring brands into it. There are a lot of beauty brands, lifestyle brands that can leverage the community that I have. And so I've managed to work with brands like Essence Cosmetics, House Wine, Netflix South Africa, and most recently the Fashini Group last week, because they were having a beauty festival. And we managed to incorporate their needs with my challenge and tap into my audience, and that was a way to monetize it. But yeah, beyond that, like, it has been a bit tricky, let me not lie. Lockdown has been rough for all of us. Budgets have been cut all around, so it's been very tricky in the content creation game. Marketing is really last number, influencer marketing even less than that. So it's forced me to also get creative in how I do monetize my content and how I do leverage the community that I've built. And this was just one of the amazing ways to do so.
What about the masks, Foyen? I imagine that you're not a fan of masks. I suppose you wear them because, you know, you wear a mask because you have to. But I can't imagine that with the work that you do, it hides your masterpieces.
You know what? That just means we have to focus more on perfecting the eye look and the brow look, because anything from the nose down is a bit covered. It's brought back my love for matte lipsticks. I got into a really big gloss phase before lockdown, but gloss with a mask, it just doesn't make sense. So there's been a huge growth in the matte lipstick segment, because we need something that is mask proof, and also the long wearing foundation makeup sector as well, because we need something that won't come off when we take our mask off. So that also presented opportunities for us to get more creative and to solve the problems that now lockdown and masks have presented.
Geez, Foyen, I didn't even know that you could have so many looks that you could create. How many looks do you imagine you've created with the various iterations of the 7 days, 7 faces challenge?
I think we are on 42, if my math is correct. So it's 42 days, 42 faces thus far. And I honestly don't know how many more I've got in me. I don't know how many more different prompts that I can think of and different looks that I can create. But that's also the fun of it, to come up with something new and to challenge myself as well, to create something interesting and to elevate each time, because the standard each round has just kept increasing, because it's like iron sharpening iron. We keep elevating the game because we see others elevating the game. So that's also part of the challenge.
Foyen, thank you for your time. Many people didn't believe I could pull this off. People didn't believe I know so much about makeup, right? The team here works on this face, but I suppose this is the only look you ever get from me. Foyen Ogunrombi joining us there. She's a content creator talking about a year of lockdown and some of the looks that she's been able to create and content creation in the age of lockdown.